Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn in detail about diffusion. So, this is your chapter number 2. So, in plant physiology, you have these terms like diffusion, osmosis, then plasmolysis, deplasmolysis. So, please do have a keen listening from your side. Until and unless you are not listening very carefully the particular term, you are not understanding the what exactly these physiological terms are meant for. So let's begin with the diffusion. So here, diffusion is nothing but what? It is the movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower concentration. Okay, so movement of any particles or molecules. They are moving from higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. For take example, if I'm dusting a duster which is full of chalk particles. So suppose I'm dusting it, so that the particles of the chalk is moving from region of their higher concentration to region of their lower concentration. This is one example of this. Take another example. If you are having, everyone is having spray in their home, right? If you are going out, what you are doing is you are having any uh, spray on your body, on your clothes. So what it happens, if you are spraying that spray, it's going to move from the region of their higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Means suppose you have sprayed in a one corner of your room, even that is going to spread, okay, from region of their higher concentration to region of their lower concentration until there is the equal uh, distribution of that particles. So that's the diffusion process is. So here what you have to remember is movement of particles or molecules from region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Okay, so let's move towards second definition of diffusion. So here, what is second definition? See, it is the movement of molecule from a region of higher partial pressure to region of lower partial pressure as a result of their inherent kinetic energy. So here, what you have to remember is second definition: movement of molecule from region of higher partial pressure, yes, to region of lower partial pressure as a result of their inherent kinetic energy. So due to this kinetic energy, the particles are used to move from higher partial pressure to lower partial pressure. Now third definition, here see, the tendency of the molecules of liquid, solid or gas, they are distributing themselves evenly throughout the available space. Okay, so in case of diffusion, what you have to remember is either it is liquid molecule, either it is solid or it is gases. They are moving from region of their higher concentration to region of their lower concentration. So any of this definition you have to remember in case of diffusion. An example, best example I have given, suppose you are dusting the duster as well as the spraying the spray. What is the importance of diffusion in plants? What exactly this phenomenon it is going to occur within the plant? Okay. So first example, see, we are pouring water to any pot. Okay, what it happens? We are pouring the water. That means what? Now pot is having much amount of water in it. Okay, now plant is inside or within the tip of the plant, there is scarcity of water. Okay, water is less. Now what will happen? The water will move from their higher concentration to lower concentration. Means what? From root towards tip. Okay, water is moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. Getting? So one by one I will explain you this importance of diffusion in plants. So in plant physiology, Phenomenon of diffusion has great significance in the life of plant as mentioned below. You see, in a passive salt absorption, diffusion plays a significant role where ions are absorbed by a simple process of diffusion. Yes, very, very important. You might have heard two kind of absorption, that is active and passive. So in active, energy is required, whereas in a passive, the energy is not required. The moment of molecule itself takes without having any kind of energy. So here is also salt is absorbed, okay, without any kind of energy, and that is the process of simple diffusion process. Okay, so please do remember, with the help of simple diffusion process, the ions are absorbed within the plant in case of passive salt absorption. Second, second importance, in the translocation of food material over short distances, diffusion plays an important role. Okay, so here see translocation of food material. You might have learned source and sink relationship. Source means what? Source is the place where the food material is much, or it is stored. Okay, and sink is the place where there is no any food material available for utilization of further activities by the plant body or animal body. Okay, so source and sink relationship. So from the source where the food material is more, from the source that food material is translocated towards the sink. Okay, so towards this, over these short distances, the phenomenon that is diffusion plays very important role. So with the help of diffusion phenomenon, the translocation of food material from the source towards the sink takes place. Then diffusion of water vapor into the outer atmosphere occurs through open stomata in stomatal transpiration. Now here let's also see. So water vapor, which is more what we can say, transpiration process simply. Okay, transpiration is what? The uh, water is vaporized in the form of vapor. Okay, when the higher temperature is there, right? So from the surface of the leaves, the water molecules is getting vaporized with the help of phenomenon transpiration. So transpiration is occurs again the process of diffusion. So here is what, the water is much in a leaves, and that is again going to move from the surfaces of the plant bodies towards the atmosphere. Okay, so from higher concentration to lower concentration, the movement of water molecules takes place. So that's the phenomenon is diffusion, which is occurs in plants in all surfaces through open stomata. Exchange of gases during the process of photosynthesis and respiration occurs to the same stoma simultaneously through the process of independent diffusion. Now see, here what happens within in the process of photosynthesis as well as in the respiration. Now simultaneously both of these processes they are occurring, okay, from the same stomata. Getting? Okay. So and this is takes place with the help of independent diffusion process, which is going on simultaneously in photosynthesis as well as in respiration. So likewise, diffusion helps in all over the plant body in a various locations. See, the first example where what we have seen in a passive salt absorptions. Ions they are absorbed by the plant through the roots. Then translocation of food material. Translocation of food material, it must be from the leaves towards the other plant other part of the plant bodies. Then diffusion of water vapor through stomatal transpiration. Okay, and next it is in a photosynthesis as well as in respiration. Now the next term is imbibation. What is imbibation is? Okay, so suppose you have a different kind of seeds at your home. What your mother used to do is she is taking some seeds and adding water in it, and she is used to keep overnight those particular seeds. Okay, and next day morning what it happens, that seed is getting soaked. Okay, the seeds they are getting swelled, they are having change in their volume. Okay, in the beginning they are very small, but later on throughout the night the size of that particular seeds they are getting changed, the seeds are swelling up. So what, this kind of phenomenon which is occurring within the seed. Okay, so phenomenon which is occurring within the seed, that is nothing but imbibition phenomenon. So what exactly imbibition is, I'm going to explain right now. So absorption of water by materials resulting into swelling of colloidal material is known as imbibition. So what definition is? Absorption of water by materials. So here imbibition is the phenomenon. It is occurring within the germinating seeds as well as it is occurring within wood. Okay, please do remember imbibition always occurs in a germinating seeds as well as in a wooden material. Okay, except these two material, no any imbibition process occurring in any of the material. For example, take any steel material. Okay, no imbibition. Or for example, take any cloth. Okay, no imbibition. So imbibition processes occur within only germinating seeds and in wooden material. Or second definition, the update or absorption of liquids by the solid particles of substance without forming a solution is called imbibition. Now see the second definition, what it tells. The update or absorption of liquids by solid particles of substance without forming a solution. So here there is no any kind of solution is going to form when this phenomenon is going to occur. For example, take germinating seeds. Okay, right now I have explained you. If you are soaking the seeds, what will it's going to happen? Seed is taking water inside to it, and then hence these seeds are getting swollen. Okay, the shape of the seeds are bigger than the earlier. Here there is no any kind of solution is going to have inside to it. Okay, even if you see in a rainy season, any wooden door is getting swollen. Okay, that is nothing but what, that wooden door has taken the water from outside. Okay, water is moved from outside to inside of that particular wood, and hence the wooden door is getting swelled. Okay, and hence there is very difficulty in closing and opening of the door, particularly wooden door. Now imbibition as a special type of diffusion. Now see here, imbibition is also a special type of diffusion. Okay, in what sense? So in imbibition, there is both absorption as well as adsorption occurs. Now see, both the phenomenons are different, absorption and adsorption. So here what is absorption and what is adsorption? Now see, water enters into the cell, thereby increasing the volume. This is called absorption. ठीक है, in case of adsorption, now see, some water molecules are held over the surface. This is known as adsorption. Okay, so here now see, in case of adsorption, water molecule they are held on the surface only. That phenomenon is known as adsorption, whereas some water molecule they are directly entering into the cell, and because of that it is going to increase the volume of that particular cell. That phenomenon is absorption. So while this imbibition is takes place, means whenever this imbibition process is going on, both of these process sub processes, that is absorption and adsorption, both the processes simultaneously going on. Okay, without these two processes, imbibition will not be happen. The molecules which are tightly held on the surface of the imbibant lose their kinetic energy due to immobility. ठीक है? So molecule which are tightly held on the surface of the imbibant lose their kinetic energy due to immobility, because these molecules which are going to held on the surface, okay, so that is nothing but adsorption process. So here, as the molecules they are held together very tightly on the surfaces, they obviously the kinetic energy they are going to lose, okay, and hence the water molecule they are not going to move from the surfaces. So that is the phenomenon of what? Adsorption process. Now the last point of this chapter, that is difference between diffusion and imbibition. Now you must have to know, and you must to learn these the differences between diffusion and imbibition. So first see in a definition what is the difference between this diffusion and imbibition. So in a first point in a description, see, diffusion is movement of substance from region of higher concentration to region of lower concentration. Okay, please do remember, movement of substance or movement of molecule from higher concentration to lower in case of diffusion. Now in case of imbibition, the imbibition is absorption of water by the particles of solid without forming a solution. So here there is no any kind of formation of solution is there in case of imbibition. Now second point, molecules. Now in case of diffusion, what I explained earlier, molecules of either it is solid, liquid or gases, they are going to move. Okay, they are going to move along the concentration gradient. Means what? Along the concentration gradient is nothing but what? From higher concentration to lower concentration. Now in case of imbibition, now see here, there is only movement of water molecules. Okay, please do remember, in a imbibition only water molecules they are going to move along concentration gradient. Third point, adsorbent. In diffusion, there is no any adsorbent is involved. In case of imbibition, adsorbent is involved. Adsorbent in nothing but what? Seed is the adsorbent as well as wood is the adsorbent. Now, next, diffusion of particles. In case of diffusion, all the substances present in the medium show diffusion. Okay, whatever the particles are there, whatever the molecules are there, they are going to show the diffusion process. In case of imbibition, only the liquid diffuses. Okay, liquid is moving. Getting? The solid particle do not diffuse. See, very important point in case of this diffusion of particle. In case of diffusion, all the molecules, that is of solid, liquid or gases, they are going to move. है ना? In case of imbibition, only liquid molecules or water is going to diffuse. No solid particle is going to diffuse. Now next, pressure. In case of diffusion, there is little change in a pressure. In case of imbibition, a very high pressure develops on imbibition. Suppose you keep these um, germinating seeds, okay, or the soaked seeds in a airtight container. You will have, after a few days, you will have, there is, means even there is, because of this imbibition pressure, the there must be uh, means I can say a glass, suppose you are kept those seeds in a glass container, there is chances of having the breakage of the glasses. Okay, next, heat liberation. Next point, so in case of diffusion, energy in the form of heat is not liberated. See, in case of imbibition, yes, heat is liberated during imbibition. So this is referred to as heat of wetting. Okay, why it is heat of wetting? Wet means what? That water molecule is going inside. Okay, and that's why heat is liberated outside. So hence the phenomenon is referred to as heat of wetting. Now the last point is change in volume. Yes, there is usually no change in volume in case of diffusion, but in case of imbibition, as the cells or the seeds or wooden, any wooden material is going to swell up. Okay, and this swelling is less than the volume of imbibant. Okay, means something volume is going to change in case of imbibition, but such there is no any change in the volume in case of diffusion. So likewise, you have to remember the difference between diffusion and imbibation. So thank you very much. If you have any kind of doubts, please feel free to ask me.